So we're gonna start off with our moves being reverse windmills again. We're gonna go to 50 reps each one. Remember, this is to help you go behind the back, to do spin moves, all the cuff moves that you have. You're gonna need to be able to do this drill. Or the better you're at this drill, the better you're gonna be at those moves. Our next drill is going to be forward windmills, so we're going to go here. And you got to really control the ball and really cuff your hands over and under. So now we're gonna go into our line drills again. Now we're gonna add 2 moves instead of just 1. Now remember, there's modifications and there's a certain speed you need to go with each of them. Now, if you're just starting off, go at the speed that allows you to get the footwork down correctly first. We never sacrifice intensity for execution, okay? So once we start getting the execution down, then you raise the intensity. So what I'm gonna start off with is I'm gonna go slow as if I was a beginner. I'd make sure the ball gets to my belly button and I step. I might even take 1 dribble in between and then go between the legs. In and out, step, 1 dribble in between the legs. We'll do it one more time. Step, take 1 dribble between the legs. Now as you get better, you want to lose that dribble that's in between. Okay, so now we need to make the move on the move. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our cones, give ourselves our dribble limit to make sure we go at the right intensity for who we are, and then we're gonna keep playing. Now remember, your rep count should have been on the line drills, in and out between the legs, 100 reps, okay? So now we're gonna do it on the move, and we're gonna go in and out between the legs, and we're gonna do 50 reps. Notice I'm taking 1 dribble before I go between the legs. Now, to make the drill a bit more difficult and advanced, what I'm going to do is make the cones closer, and I'm not going to take any dribbles in between the move. And don't forget, because of space, I'm just doing 1 move. But when you're at home, you need to go in and out between the legs, then dribble again, in and out between the legs the other direction, and then that will be 1 rep. And you're gonna go to 50. All right. And then finally what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise our push-up number. We should be a lot stronger if we've been putting in the time and work. All right, and we've been doing different combinations of strengthening our triceps. So now you have 40 reps of push-ups. Now we're still gonna use the same terms. If it's hard for you, then you still do them from your knees. That's okay to do your push-ups right here. If it's a little easier for you, maybe you get right here with a wider base. So wider hands. So that's gonna make it a bit easier. And as your hands get closer, it gets a lot more difficult. Now remember, whichever one you decide, even if it's a mixture, depending on your strength, we're still going to do 40 reps. And remember, make your diamond when you get your hands to the closest one, which is the toughest version of the push-up. All right, so we're back. Now at this point, you should have been putting in a lot of time. You should see growth in a lot of areas, especially your ball handling. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to progress. Now, remember, you never arrive. The fact that we're redoing drills is so they become habits to your game, all right? Just because you've done a drill or seen a drill once doesn't mean it's a part of you. So we're going to repeat our forward windmills, and we're going to 50. Remember, you do them from here's a side view. Obviously, whatever you do at your right, you must do at your left. And we're going to 50 reps. Got reverse windmills to 50. This one will really help you learn to cuff the ball. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a crossover, then behind the back using our line dribbler. So what we're going to do, you're going to cross over first, don't forget, and then behind the back. So that's going to be just a constant cross behind the back, back to the same hand. And notice, my footwork is matching my ball handling. I'm stepping over the line. You rarely want to practice moves where you go straight. That's a charge. You got to make a player drop step. So I'm playing in angles. I'm playing in a V, not a U. So you want a defender to have to drop step when you attack them. So when you're here, V, each time I do a move. Okay, and remember, on your crossover behind the back on the lines, we're doing 100 reps on each side. Now that we've done the move on a line in a comfortable situation, now let's take it on the move in a more live situation. We're about to do the crossover. This is a modified version because I'm taking one dribble in between my next move. So when I dribble, cross, dribble, then behind the back. All right, and remember, it's okay to take off the straps, get used to the movement in your hand placement, and then add the straps to intensify the drill and continue to progress and improve. So, I'm about to dribble, no dribbles in between, crossover, and immediately go into my behind the back. I can't take a dribble in between. All right, and remember, you're gonna have a lot more space than me, so when you do your crossover behind the back, you can take one more dribble and then do it on the other side, crossover behind the back. That'll be 1 rep, and we're going to 50. Okay, and again, we're still on our 40 push-ups. We need to be knocking these out. We should be doing less reps on the knees, or if your modification was wide hands, you need to be doing less reps. We got to continue to progress, all right? So at this point, you should notice that that's a lot easier. And now that you've arrived in that area, it's time to challenge ourselves. So let's see if we can double up on the regular push-ups or the diamonds if that's where we're at now.